So why don't you tell us a little bit about what happened if you can?
Where should I start?
Let's go all the way to the beginning if you would.
Okay. So we were all just friends, myself, 7 and 9. We had just graduated college. 7 and 9 had just gotten an apartment together, and everything seemed just fine. But after a couple of weeks, 7 seemed to get a little odd.
What do you mean by odd?
Well, he started doing things like following 9 everywhere he went, to the point where 9 started to get annoyed, and we just kind of assumed that it had to do with his childhood and all, but we didn't pay much attention to it.
Can you please describe what happened to 7 during his childhood if you can?
7 was heavily abused when he was young. His father left him when he was only a decimal. His mom was around, but she was always drunk, and, she was really mean to him. From everything he told me, he just had everything taken out on him by his parents, and he got out of there as soon as he could and moved in with his uncle, and came to college where I met him.
And you or 9 didn't notice anything out of the ordinary with 7?
Well, he was very quiet at first, and he didn't really talk unless you talked to him first. Like I said, he seemed to be a nice guy. He just had some, issues from his childhood. Like everyone else, we all have our thing, but he slowly started getting worse and worse.
Can you explain what you mean by worse?
It was almost like he was, stalking 9. They were really good friends, so it was like, oh, it's normal for them to be together, but they got an apartment together, and it felt like 7 would literally never leave him alone, to the point where it became creepy.
He would never leave him?
No, he followed him everywhere, to work, to the gym, literally everywhere. One time 9 came to me saying that he thought 7 was watching him sleep, which is really creepy, and I told him that he was just paranoid and that I didn't think it was what he thought it was, but I should have taken him more seriously.
Now, if you would, can you explain the night of the incident?
One day, 9 came home and found 7 in his bedroom with one of 9's shirts pressed against his face. Apparently he was smelling it. This is when the neighbors heard yelling, and 9 was really mad and he freaked out. And from what the police say, 7 and 9 got into a fight, and 7 ended up killing 9.
It's okay, if you need a minute, we can take a small break.
No. We had planned to all get together that night after 9 got home, so I showed up, and the front door was unlocked. And when I walked inside, I saw him just standing over 9 with an insane look in his eyes. I can still see him in that courtroom, just standing there looking at me like he didn't do anything wrong. What kind of person does something like that? It wasn't a long trial. There was too much evidence against him, but one of the days of the trial, 7 was on the stand, and he admitted he did it. He just said, "I'm not really sure. I just did it. I'm sorry it happened. But I'm not going to let it ruin my life, so I'm moving on."
Wasn't there a detail of the murder that was omitted from your story?
I told you I'm not comfortable talking about that.
It's an integral part of the story. What did 7 do to 9? What did he do that made you so afraid of him?
Please don't.
You were the first one to find the body. What did you see? Answer the question, 6. Why are you so afraid of 7?
Because 7 ate 9.